It's me, Liz from Old Sables Crafts. How are you this morning? Let's just see if I am actually live. It looks like I am, but you never know until you check. Come on, let me know that you're there. Yes, we are there. Marvellous. So, how is everyone this morning? I just want to triple check. Pumpity pum. Pumpity pum. Possibly. There's a bit of a delay. Hello, Joanna. Hello, Kay. We are live. Whoa. So, how is everyone? It's a really sticky day here today. Just thought I'd say that. So it's not really warm. It's not cold. It's not hot. It's just sticky. It's a typical English summer day. You know, a bit of drizzle. It might clear up later if it can be bothered. So depressing. Yesterday started very much like this and ended up as an absolutely delightful day. So fingers crossed we will have the same. Hello, Judith. Hello, Karen. I have my coffee in my lovely Tahitian Tide coffee cup. I drink it with a straw because otherwise I spill it down my front. Anyway, so something a little different today, but it may be that this is going to be the kind of new norm. Who knows? The first thing I need to do is do a shout out to Rosa Kelly Scrapbooking. She's an amazing YouTuber and she makes the most stunning mini albums. And I recently caught a video of hers making a really straightforward, relatively speaking, folio album. I haven't decorated it because I double checked this morning that I knew how to put it together and then ran out of time. She uses 8.5 by 11 paper. I'm using standard international A4. If you want the North American letter cards dimensions, that's the word I'm looking for, I suggest you go over and find Rosa Kelly Scrapbooking and look for her Easy Folio. It's a relatively recent video that she made. Anyway, Joanna, it's humid here too, but it stopped raining. Yeah, it's not really raining, it's just not dry. I mean, there's no evidence of rain on the ground, but it's not dry. It's frizzy hair weather. I straightened my hair this morning and it's already gone wavy. I mean, it's that sort of weather. Hello, Karen from a 17-degree sunny day in Victoria. Well, at least it's sunny and it is your autumn. 17 degrees sounds about fine for me. You always wanted to try making one of these. Well, today is your day, Joanna. So I'm going to be using the same Misty Moonlight paper, mostly because, let me flip the camera down, if I can find my mouse. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. I've got lots of this still, and B, I've got masses of the Countryside In paper. I don't know why. It's not actually my favourite paper, but there we go. Hello, Patricia, and good evening. So you are from the South Pacific somewhere, in that it's not evening here. Hello, Mary from the Netherlands. Almost forgot me, busy making orders at Stamping Up. Yes, good point. Right, so I'm in my last week with Stamping Up. Next week I will no longer be a Stamping Up demo until I join up again. However, today, not only is there bonus days, which means if you buy anything in July that is either £45 or €60. 60 euros, Mary? Can you confirm that for me? You will get bonus days voucher for 10% of that next month, so in August. But today, free shipping on orders over £60. And I want to say €75, I think. So if you place a free shipping order, you will get at least one bonus days voucher, which more or less covers the standard shipping cost. So you could get pretty much free shipping next month. I mean, it will come off your items but it's equivalent to either £4.50 or €6. Yes, €60. Thank you, Mary. Already placed your free shipping order at 4 a.m. Well done, Sherry. I placed my free shipping order at about 10 o'clock this morning because I suddenly realised I have 3 pieces of Pebbled Path card left, and I love Pebbled Path. So I've ordered, I think, 2 packs of that, some crumb cake, and some 12 by 12 of the 23-25 in colours, which includes Pebble Path, and €75. Mary, you're a star. So our paper, if you are not in North America, is roughly, actually I'm going to measure it, so it's about 8 1/4. It's 21 centimetres wide, and it's 29.7, I don't know. It's a ridiculous measurement long. It's all to do with area, and I don't quite understand it. Anyway, so instead of being 8 1/2 for the narrow by 11, it's 8 1/4 by about 11 3/4. Now, what I am going to do, because it's easier for the extra light, it's easier for the dimensions to do it this way, because I will be using inches, sorry, but I will, is I am going to cut some of this card down to 11 inches, because that way it kind of works better. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Audrey from a mixed weather morning in northeast Scotland. Mixed weather morning here. So I need 4 sheets that are 11 inches long. I'm leaving the other dimension at 8 1/4, so the 21 centimetres, because it doesn't actually matter that much, but so it's going to be slightly shorter if you're not in North America, so shorter top to bottom, but it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. So yeah, and I will be using my scoreboard for the scoring, but let's get these sorted. I will then cut my other pieces and then explain those as we go. So that's my 4. Then the other ones are, it's Monica Ghiberti! It's my friend! Oh, hello Monica, how are you? Monica and I did some training together, and we would catch up on incentive trips and all that good stuff. So yes, last week, Monica. Then I'm off. So these are cut at 5 1/4, and then I need 2. I think I might be able to do them at once at 5 1/2. No. Let's just use the 1 piece of card, shall we? Duh. Hello, Elaine. So 2 at 5 1/2, 2 at 5 1/4. That's assuming I managed to do the 5 1/4, 5 1/4, which I did. So yes, there we go. Right. Okay, scoreboard. Yay! Let us start. Oh, thank you, Monica. I know, it is sad, but I will be back. It's the bloody health things. And I'm beginning to get past those, but that's because I'm doing almost nothing. So my lovely upline, Michelle, has taken over my team already. Bless her. And I'm just doing the last dribbles of customer stuff, having a major de-stash. But yeah, so with our long edge at the top, we are going to score at 6 1/4 and 7. And if you think I haven't got the instructions to the right, you'd be wrong. So that's that. I'm going to then score the next piece, and then we'll put those two together. So this is going to be scored at 1 inch and 1 3/4, and at 7. So I will bring this back in when we do the other bits, but let's start with these 2 pieces because this forms our cover. Oh, bless you, Joanna. Yeah, frankly, I don't have any choice. So the good news is, although there's still time for that to change, since I went to see the specialist, I've not had any atrial fibrillation. I'm hoping I won't, but who knows? It could still happen. So this is our front, this is our back. I'm just going to double check because I did this wrong earlier. Yes, that's right. So this inch piece, we're going to stick to this. So the album's going to be 3/4 of an inch deep. So you can use tear and tape for this if you like, but I do like wet glue for kind of anything that's constructional, because it gets a better adhesion. That's too close to the edge, that's going to squish out, so let's bring that in. Right, so this is probably the easiest bit to stick together, just saying, but I'm going to do it that way. So you want the cut edge to be along the score line, so it's not on the score line, it's next to the score line. Can I see if, can you see that possibly? So it's, when you fold it, you can just see the score line. I think that's what I mean. Anyway, so yes, haven't had atrial fibrillation. I've got my ECG monitor on the back of my phone, so whenever I feel a bit woohoo, I am tracking it, and so far, touching wood hard, I've not had a problem since seeing the specialist, so that's good. So that's going to be kind of like that. That's our basic folio. Right, so next up, whoops, got lots of card to the side. Our 8 1/4, 21 centimeters by 11 piece, and I'm going to score at 5 1/4 and 10 1/2. And then the other piece I'm going to score at 1/2, as in 1/2 inch, and 6 inches. We will be coming back and doing some more scoring. Do remember while you are watching that if you're enjoying this, do give it a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe, please subscribe. And then if you hit the alert bell, you can choose whether you want personalized alerts or every alerts for every video I post. But, big but, and I mentioned this in my last video, you also need to go into your settings to allow those notifications to come through. Otherwise, they won't. And you'll think you're getting notifications, but you're not. So I'm folding in, so this is the first piece. So this is the piece that I scored at 5 1/4 and 10 1/2. And we're going to concertina it. Sorry, I had this note and I was thinking, what? So that's going to go like that. So we've got one page that does that and has a little flap. This piece, we are going to fold everything in. So we're folding into our card like that. Okay, so this is where I have to check again. Right. Yep. So this piece, which we folded accordion style. Oh, thank you, Judith. Yes, 10,000 followers. I know. All I had to do was resign. this piece, sorry, that was flippant. This piece goes here against the score line again. This does get a bit fiddly. What is nice, Judith, is that, so I did the first video about a month ago, the reason I'm leaving. Most videos around why I'm leaving, and there are some exceptions. So Wendy Cranford, who has recently resigned from Stampin' Up, she did a lovely I'm leaving because I want to do more things video. Interestingly, she left at about the same stage in her career as I did. So this goes, the fold line goes on, yes, the fold line goes next to the fold line. So I'm coming in there. And if you make sure that your fold line can go up, you're going to get a decent fold. And then you want to burnish. So yeah, most videos are I'm leaving Stampin' Up because of horror, 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 horror. Thank you, Leslie, and hello. So I was quite keen to make sure people realised that I was leaving for personal reasons. And this fold goes against this fold. So it's nothing to do with Stampin' Up, it's nothing to do with their products, it's just that I've got too many niggly health issues, all of which have the one thing in common, which is stress. So cut the stress out and hopefully I'll cut out the health issues. And certainly as far as the AFib, we seem to be getting somewhere. So I'm just going to turn that way. Monica, you must be up very early this morning. I mean, anyone in North America must be up early. How was Hamilton? Well, brilliant. Let's start with brilliant, because it was absolutely brilliant. We had front row seats. They are not as expensive as like row C backwards. So we were in the stalls, front row of the stalls. If you want to go to see Hamilton in London at the Victoria Palace, I highly recommend you do not sit in the front row of the stalls. It's fine, but you're doing that the whole time and you can't see the back of the stage. And I happen to know, so this is where we are so far. So we've got quite a lot of pages in there already. I happen to, because I've seen the Disney Channel version a lot, I know that there's a lot that goes on at the back of the stage. And we could see their heads, but we couldn't see everything. So it was very good. I highly recommend going, and I frankly would probably go again. 6:20 in the morning, but I'm usually up at this time. Fair enough, Monica. To be fair, I'm normally up at 6:20. This morning, I had a lie-in and I woke up at 9 o'clock. No, it was a bit before 9 o'clock. I think it was probably 8:30. It was weird. I did wake up at about 7:30 and I kind of went, no, I'm going back to sleep. So this is the narrower, this is one of the narrow ones. This is 5 1/4. And I'm scoring at 1/2 inch on the long edge. And while I'm here, I'm going to bring in the fatter pieces and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch on the, so there's a 1/2 inch on the long edge. So you're doing the 5 1/4 pages you're doing long and 1/2 inch. The 5 1/2 pages you're doing short and 1/2 inch. That is all we need our scoring board for. So these are the ones with the score lines at the top. You're in the same time, are you? Ooh, digital Canuck drawers. And it's 5:20 in Kansas. Hello. Oh, digital Canuck drawers is from Canada. Woo! So that's those two. Let's do these while I'm thinking about it. Now, if you have an option, it's always best to fold towards the mountain. So when you score, you get a mountain and a valley. So where you've scored is the valley, and where you're pushing down is the mountain. Folding towards the mountain just seems to treat your card a bit better. Right, so we need to bring... Oop, no, that's the other one. That's the one I've already done. Let's bring in the one I haven't already done. So, on this piece, which is this one, but on this piece, we're going to add the ones that fold at the top, and we want a hair's breadth either side, so it's like 1/8 of an inch. You're in Ottawa. Very nice. I've not been to Canada. I really ought to go to Canada one day, but I haven't been. The nearest I nearly got to Canada was Chicago. And then on one occasion, when my now husband and I first got together, he used to teach IT, like as in how to actually write programs in Unix, if that means anything to anyone. So this is going to go on the top here with a very, very narrow margin either side, and you want that fold line to be on the edge of that page, like that. And then you're going to do exactly the same at the bottom. So yes, when we'd been together not that long, and we got together in the July, this must have been February, thereabouts. So this one's going down at the bottom, and he was asked if he would fly out to Portland in Oregon to run some training. It was like a train the trainer session for one of the offices of the American parent, and to sweeten the deal they said, and we'll fly Liz out as well. And it was a 3-week thing. I couldn't have taken 3 weeks off work, but it was a 3-week assignment, and it was ski season, so I could have gone skiing, and I love skiing, and I've always wanted to ski American ski slopes, but it's quite expensive to go skiing in America, so I never quite got round to it. Anyway, hubby won't fly, as some of you will know. Hello, Sherry. Just down the 401 in Waterloo. Aha! Hello, Carol. You love this shade of blue, do you? Yeah, it's the Misty Moonlight, which is one of my favourites. So that folds up, that folds down, and then the other two pieces, yes, that's right, go here, and they just pile up. Yes, they just pile up one on top of the other. I would highly recommend sticking them down individually, however. So yes, at that point we nearly split. No, I'm kidding. I said, but I could have gone skiing for 2 weeks. And it would have given me enough time to get over the jet lag and still enjoy the skiing. I was just so gutted. They just have lovely mogul runs in the States, which you really have to be lucky in Europe. Certainly when I was skiing a lot, you were really lucky if you got a decent mogul run. And I love skiing on mogul runs. So this is going on the inside, so this is the hinge, and this is going to the side of that. And again, you don't want to go over the score line here, but you do want everything to be square, which it is. And then burnish. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing with this, and we're going to pile it on top. So yes, no American skiing for me. But I did, as I say, I went to Chicago early March. Oh, good grief, was it cold. Didn't snow while I was there. We were very lucky with the weather, actually. It was glorious while I was there. But there was still snow on the ground, particularly where it had been swept to one side and it was in the shade, so the sun didn't hit it. But it really was glorious weather. So apart from the fact I was working, it was great. Hello, Gwen, from North Carolina, where I have been. Oops, I've got glue in the wrong place now. Never mind. No, I think I got away with it. Right, so that is your basic album. So the idea is that closes over that closes over that, and that closes there. So this is your finished album. Then all you have to do is decorate it and add magnets. Now, not everyone likes to add magnets, so I'm not going to, because also it's really dull watching someone add magnets. But you can add magnets, and you can get these little ones from all over but Amazon. You'll skip the moguls. I love the moguls, Sherry. So yes, you can get these little, sorry, they're all a bit stuck together-ish because they're magnets. You can get them on Amazon. They're really very thin, and they come in different strengths. So the fatter they are, the stronger they tend to be. So that's a separate. Really, these all ought to be in this bag. Let's put them all in this bag. More Canadians, woo! So, right, let's get rid of that for the moment. Now is the fun bit, because you get to add paper. So let's bring out the bits that I've got. I've got masses of this. I've got 2 unopened packets. Seriously? I don't even like the paper that much. Just saying. Don't know why I've got 2 unopened packets, and it's carried over. Now, maybe in the pink it's better. So we had a sales challenge in April, and this is for anyone who may not be a demonstrator who's watching. And if you beat your previous April's sales, you got to order for free a pack of this, but in pink. And join a virtual crafting event. So I didn't, because I had an amazing April the year before, so that didn't happen. Right, so we're basically going to cover every single surface with the possible exception of the spines. So I have not covered one of these yet, so let's have a look. So it's 4 inches by 8 1/4. So I'm going to take 1/4 inch off each edge, and we'll then end up with an 1/8 inch border. I had a folio class last week, and we made folios and turned it into a recipe book. Brilliant idea. Holiday recipe book with only family faves in it. What a wonderful idea, Kay. Brilliant idea. I have mine in a pot with a lid on, so I don't lose the magnets, I'm guessing. I also sometimes like to use Velcro dots. That is an alternative, yes. Kay says the pink is really lovely, but you like the blue more. So my upline, what did I say, 4? Yeah, my upline, the team name is The Pink Is, and on our Facebook group, I basically said, I don't like it in blue. Why would I like it in pink? Bad move. Really bad move. So let's put something, actually I'm going to put something relatively plain on the front. Ooh, is that? It's 8 inches, it's meant to be. Right, so This is the one with the foxes on the inside, but I'm gonna do 3 3/4 by 8. This is slightly over 8, so let's make sure. So that's going to go on the outside of the folio, so that's going to go there. And then I need a similar size piece for the inside, which I can probably get out of this, but going that way, yes I can. So again, I want 8 inches. And 3 3/4. So that's going to be the inside. That's those 2 pieces. Now, question, would you rather I cut all the pieces and then stuck them all in, or cut and stick? So as I go. While you're thinking about that, I'm going to stick. But let me know whether you would rather I cut and stick, or cut and then cut everything and then stick everything. Because I haven't done the sticking before, I'm going to have to measure as I go, just to add that into the equation. And I know there's a delay, so I will give you a little time to think about that. Gonna have to get to my glue eraser for that little bit, but that's fine. Cut and stick. So cut and stick, as opposed to cut, stick, 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 stick. Cut and stick as I go. Okay, that's fine, I can do that. I can. Now, what I would like to do, and I will try and do it today, can't promise. I've got a lot of destash stuff and the last voucher stuff to sort out to get in the post today, which takes an inordinate length of time. But what I would like to do, and I will definitely do it, it's just whether it's today or tomorrow, is give you all the measurements. Now, as I say, if you want, for North America, the only difference for North America is going to be in the length, because you're going to have an extra 1/4 of an inch. So that's the only difference. Right, so let's do these now, and these are going to be 4 pieces all the same size, so that's good. And they are going to be, let's use something that's got 1/4 inches on it. So they're basically going to be 5 inches by 8. So 5 by 8, and I need them all to be different. What's good about this is that you can get 2 pages out of 1 sheet. So let's cut this at 8 with the stripe going up and down. And you may even be able to get 3, because these bits may fit on those. No, they're going to be too narrow for the flaps. Too narrow. Right, so these are going to be 5. Measure twice, cut once. Yep. 5. And 5. So that's 2, and I'll do one way and one the other. And can't use that as 1. Oh, let's have some bunnies. stick all those in. Get rid of my scrappity scraps. And bring my folio back. So I think we'll go, we've got foxes and things there, so we'll go plain and then bunnies, and then we'll put the others on the other side. So yes, so Hamilton, going back to Hamilton, gosh, we've been via Chicago and skiing and all sorts. The guy that's playing Aaron Burr at the moment in the West End, good grief, he's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, the guy that's playing Hamilton is good, but the Aaron Burr guy is... Which, I have to say, here's a controversial thing. I love the Disney version with Lin-Manuel Miranda and Leslie, can't remember his surname now, as Aaron Burr. For me, Aaron Burr is better. I mean, Lin-Manuel Miranda, you know, he wrote the thing. So he's incredibly talented, but for me, Leslie, I'm sure it's Odom or something like that, is just amazing. And for the one that really makes it obvious for me is when they're singing about their respective children. And, oh, the Aaron Burr character. Both in the West End and on the Disney Plus channel thingy. Just, yeah, he just does it for me. Now you can leave some of the pages white, or I say white, blank, because if you're going to put pictures in, you may want plain. That then comes out there. So let's again go plain on the outside, because that's what you're going to see. So that's going to be opposite that, rather than that, which I think is going to be a bit fussy. So this is going there, so we need it this way up. Yep. So, yeah. So anyone who knows Hamilton at all, there's a number called Boats, no, something and Ships, Guns and Ships, which the character Lafayette sings is a rap. Apparently, I have since learnt, part of that number, he is saying 6 words a second. I mean, it's just jaw-dropping. With a French accent. And the guy that plays it on the Disney Channel, oh, no one is ever going to be better than him, as far as I'm concerned. And when he then becomes Jefferson in the second act, I mean, he's obviously incredibly fit because he's rushing around the stage like a mad thing and singing at the same time. That is not easy. Hello, Deborah from Michigan. We're making a folio. Right, so that's what we've got so far. So now we need to do this. And the idea is you cover these seams. So we're coming to here because that's where we fold. So we're coming all the way out to here. So we need something with 1/4 inches on it. So 6 by 8. So do I have a piece that is 6 by 8? This will fit. Woohoo! So I can use a scrap. Oh, absolutely, to be able to wrap that fast. Now, on the basis this is 12 by 12, if I cut it at 4, it's going to be 8. No, I say it's going to be 8, it's actually 8 and a bit. Who knew? Our 12 by 12 paper isn't. It's only a little bit, but it makes all the difference to things lining up or not. Oh, and it's even cut in the middle. Woohoo! Makes me very happy. Yeah, I mean, I used to do amateur musical theatre when I was a lot younger. And even doing, even singing and walking is a talent, but to do the dance that he was doing and rap that fast. Now, not all of it is that fast, but it's where you just have to know what you're singing. You can't think about what you're singing, you just have to know it. And it's one of the weird things, and not everyone is like this. The number of times when I was performing, people would say, what are we singing? What's the second line? What are we doing? And I go, I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. And they said, but we're about to go on. I said, yeah, it'll be fine. Once I'm on, I'll know what I'm doing. It's just weird. But if I was ever overthinking what I was doing, I just wouldn't remember it. It was truly odd. So who has seen Hamilton, either the Disney version or on stage? Because I know it's been touring. It's touring the UK. I don't know if it's started yet, but it is doing a tour of the UK. So if you're in the UK and you can't get to Victoria, so let's do. So those bits flap out. So let's do these 2 bits first. Well, except it's going to be 4 bits. So we've got 4 3/4. Let me just write that down. And 5 1/4. And I need 2 of each of those. 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. So yes, who has seen it and who hasn't? And if you haven't seen it, do you want to see it? Or is it just a bit meh? So we've got birds this time. And obviously I'm going to measure at 8 inches, because if I just take off 4, it doesn't work. Trust that I am measuring this at 8 inches. So Kay hasn't seen it. It's going to be on in Sydney again. I would imagine Sydney's quite expensive. So 4 3/4 and 5 1/4. So that's 1. Trying to find patterns we haven't used yet. We will have to repeat, but so there's this one. So again, I'll cut this at 8. Sherry hasn't seen it. Julie, yes, would love to see it. Julie, it's as I say, it's on tour in the UK late summer, early autumn, I think. So have a look. Do a Google search for Hamilton UK tour, because one thing I can tell you, it's going to be a lot cheaper out of London. I mean, it was very cheap for me because I got a free ticket, but that's not the point. Most people, the seats that we were in, I kid you not, for a matinee on a Thursday, £75. Just saying. Right, let's put that one there, and then we'll put that one on the inside there. So yes, not cheap. Oops, sorry, I've just nudged my mouse, which Gwen would like to see it. Sherry hasn't seen it. Right, this is that one. Yep. So, to get into London from where I am, with a senior rail card, which you can get when you're 60, you have to pay for it, but it then gives you a third off off-peak travel. So I was travelling in off-peak and out peak. So I had to do an any time going out. So I had a meeting in the evening. Parish council meeting, as in local government parish council. So this is going to go here, and the show finishes at 5:15. And so did I say it cost me basically £55 to get into London? And it was less to go in, but that had because that had a discount. But coming home, the coming home ticket without the discount was less than the going out ticket. Sorry, than the going into London ticket would have been without a discount. So it would have cost someone without a rail card more to go in to London after 10 o'clock in the morning than to come out in the rush hour. Didn't quite get that. Anyway, so I had to get a train from an underground train from Victoria. We'll come back to those bits. To then go, I think we'll go stripe then pattern. Yeah, well, ditto London. Sydney's expensive. We saw The Odd Couple. Oh, I remember you saying, Leslie, yes. So yes, so it cost me basically £55 to get into London. Coming home, got to the station, which is pretty opposite the theatre, so that was easy. There was a train leaving as I arrived, but it was for the other line that ran through Victoria on that platform. So that was fine. And 2 minutes later, the train I needed arrived, and I could get on. You know, we are talking at this point, it's about 5:30. And I've checked the app for the mainline train, and bearing in mind it's about 20 minutes from Victoria to Paddington, which is where I was getting my mainline train. The next train out of Paddington that I could have got to get me back where I needed to be was the 6:01 to Bristol. Fast train, so it would have stopped at 2 stations, just the one I wanted and the one before. Half an hour, roughly. So I should have been back at the station at 6:30. Get on the train, find a vacant seat, because a lot of them are reserved, but found an available seat that I could have sat in the whole way. Ring my husband, just let you know I'm on this train, I'll be back at our station at 5:30, I'll be back well in time for the meeting. No sooner had I finished the conversation with Martin, we apologise, but there's going to be a delay to this service because we have no train manager. Whoopity-doo. The train manager is currently at least 20 minutes out. So that's 5 inches for these by 7.5. 5 by 7.5. 5 by 7.5. And I need 4, because I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you want bus apart from London, Dan has bus pass. Yeah, don't get me started on bus passes, Julie. I should have been able to get a bus pass for Oxfordshire when I was 60. they changed the rules 6 months before I hit 60. Not that I'm bitter and twisted at all, but I am. Right, we haven't used this pattern. So what did I say? 5 by 7.5. So if you want to go to either of the stations that are the fast stations, 7.5. So we're getting there. We would suggest you get this other train from platform whatever it was. So I duly got up and went to that platform, at which point I asked the guy who was standing by the platform ready to let it leave, can I just check that this will take me to the station I need to go to? So what does he do? He opens the app that is the same app that you can have if you're a passenger to check, and he says, oh no, they've decided to not stop at that station. It's like, seriously? That's the wrong way. Okay, I'll come back to that one. So he said, no, it's not stopping. We're not stopping at that station after all. We would, but we've decided not to. Okay. Right, so this needs to be cut that way. So no, he said, no, you want to be on the train that you were just on. Okay, off I go back. Now at this stage, good news, they have opened up all the seats, so all seats are available whether you have reserved one or not. So I managed to sit down in an available seat, sat there. You know, we're going to leave in 20 minutes. Oh, would that was true. Anyway, long and short, I ended up going on a slow train. Took me... Well, I got back to the station. I should have got back to the station at 6:30. I got back at, I kid you not, 8 o'clock. So I wasn't best pleased. However, while I was on the train, I was filling in I'm really hacked off because you've put me on a delayed train form claim thing, which they have confirmed. So I'm getting £15 back. Whoa! Oh yes, Julie, that would be... It's getting darker. If you're in London, you get a full Oyster card, which is underground and buses, when you're 60. But out of London, you have to wait until you are of pensionable age, well, certainly in Oxfordshire. And as they moved my pensionable age, don't get me started on that one, I have to wait until I'm 66. But I'm not bitter and twisted much. Anyway, so yes. So I eventually got... Actually, no, to be fair, I was back at the station before 8 o'clock because I got to the meeting that was starting at 7:30. I got there at 8. So it could have been worse, I guess. So I'm going to put this one here because what I don't want is this to be opposite that. And I do still need to cut another piece this size. So yes, happy days. But I have to say my ticket, which was for... It wasn't a Rover ticket, so because it was for just the one day. By the time I got home, or to my home station, the ticket machine just ate my ticket, which is normal on the basis you've completed the journey you've paid for. However, you do actually need it in order to make your claim. So it was just as well that I had done the claim on the train. Otherwise, I would have been stuck because you need the ticket. I think I'll put that one up there. So, but I have to say, to be fair, they got back really quickly. And I get paid or reimbursed in the next 10 days. It's 5 to 10 days. So, yeah. was still worthwhile going. Still enjoyed it. The whole journey home confirmed that taking early retirement from my job in the City of London was the right move, because it wasn't unusual to get problems. Oh, that's not bad, Leslie. $2.50 a day. I mean, to be fair, I don't generally travel by train that often, so I need one piece for this, which has got to be the same size. So I will keep going with this until we're done, but we're about 12 o'clock, so I totally understand if you want to drop off. But do remember that if you are watching on replay, you can leave questions and comments below the description bar, and you can still do a thumbs up. So I think I'll go that way. So this is 5 by 7.5. And we're doing the pattern side, but I'll still cut it this way. Yeah. It's not really got an up and a down, but 5 by 7.5. So yes, that was my thing. Travelling around to get into Oxford is actually really inexpensive, because you can get the park and ride. Now, if you're my husband and you have a travel card, bus pass, and it's only for buses, to be fair, then it's even less for him. But to do the park and ride as a, in inverted commas, young person, for one person for the bus and the car park, £4 return. So when I go to the theatre in Oxford, which is where I normally go, because it's much cheaper, once upon a time I had a bone folder, there we are. It's only £4 to get in and out of Oxford, that's come down. It used to be more than that, but because they're trying to get more people to park and ride, they've reduced the fee, which makes perfect sense. So Julie says they've started a new scheme in Bedfordshire and capped the prices. I'm not sure prices are. I tend to get a pass for the day, which I can do the 3 counties. That's good. Yeah, so you can jump on and off. You're 76 today. Happy birthday, Leslie. Oh, but you've got COVID. Not so good. Right, so I've got 4 for this to do, and then this and this, and that. And you can decide if you want to do the back or not. So let me grab my ruler, which is somewhere in amongst all this blue paper. So we're back to 8 inches by 4 3/4, 8 by 4 3/4. So it's this one. I'm pointing at something that you can't see. Hello, Catherine from Perth. But what type of album? It's a folio. So it's, and this is from, I've hijacked this from Rosa Kelly Scrapbooking. So it's got loads and loads of pages that all do exciting things. And you can add magnets along the way. I'm not to this. Oh, bless you, Leslie. Hi, Deborah. So Perth is where my first cousin once removed, lived when I was travelling down there. I don't think this is going to be big enough. No, that's 4.5. I went to Perth to meet up with my brother, who was travelling around Australia and the Far East many years ago. Oh God, it's like 35 years ago. That's frightening. So 4 3/4 twice. So for those of you who've joined late, I will, maybe for today, but it might be tomorrow, we'll be adding all the measurements to my website. When I do that, I will put a link to the actual post. So that's one. Let's do, those are too small, that's too narrow. Trying to see what pieces I've got that I can use before I cut into a big piece, and the answer is I haven't. So yes, I will put all the measurements for both making the folio and for the papers. And as I said earlier, for those of you in North America where you have your paper is 8.5 by 11, I've just cut my card to 11, and international A4 paper is 8 1/4. So I've just left 1/4 inch off. So everything is 1/4 inch smaller in height if you're using international A4. So if you're using North American papers or card, you're going to need to add 1/4 inch on. I can imagine, Catherine. I mean, I remember my cousin's husband drove me into the centre of Perth to meet up with my brother. My brother and I shared a car but weren't staying in the same place. Anyway, so Don Bassim drove me into Perth, and they were £10 poms. He was a doctor and set up a GP's practice in Perth in a corrugated iron hut, which would have been hot. I mean, Perth isn't the hottest part of Australia, but it would have still been quite warm. So let's pop that there, I think. Anyway, he drove me through into Perth, and it was like 8:30 in the morning, so technically the rush hour, and we were bumbling along quite happily at kind of 30-40 miles an hour. And he said, because I wasn't really thinking about the fact that it was the rush hour, and he said, bet the rush hours in the UK aren't like this. And it was like, you're kidding, this is the rush hour? So the answer was yes, it was the rush hour. Yeah, if you watch the replay, Gwen, you should pick up on, that's not the piece I'm looking for, that's the piece I'm looking for. It'll probably make a bit more sense. Now, you can use seal for sticking your papers down, but I do like the wiggle room of liquid adhesive. And it's only the thin white cardstock that I don't like using liquid adhesive on, because it seems to leave a kind of bubble or bobble, ridge, pick any word. Right, last piece is this one for there, and then we've just got the right hand cover to do, and we are done. So 4 more pieces and we're finished. And I will try and find the link to Rosa Kelly's original video, which has where she put the magnets. The thing I really found confusing driving in Australia, certainly in Perth, you can undertake, which is just not a thing in the UK. It's illegal to undertake. Right, so the pieces for the flap over here need to be 3 3/4 wide by 8. So that one I can use. I can use that. I might use the stripes, but that way actually. And then I need 2 larger pieces for this, which will be 5. So I'm doing 3 3/4 and 5. That's not going to be big enough. Don't think any of those pieces are going to be big. Oh, I could use that piece. What have we got on the outside? Ooh, that then matches. I think I'll use that piece for the outside of that flap and that for the inside. Right, let's do those 2 pieces and then we'll do the 5-inch pieces. Undertake. Right, so if you are... So in the UK we drive on the left. And if you're on a motorway, you can only overtake on the right side of a car. So on the right hand side of a car. If you undertake, you are going on the left hand side of that car. So in the States, that would be you can overtake on the left hand side and you would undertake on the right hand side. Now I don't know what the rules are in the US, but oh, fast and slow. Right, so we don't have fast. So in the UK, as I say, if you're on a motorway, generally motorways have 3 lanes in each direction. The rule is, and I caveat that with, and no one follows it, or very few people follow it, the rule is that you drive on the inside lane, so the left-hand lane, unless and only unless you are overtaking. So if you are driving at 70 miles an hour, which is our speed limit, and there is no one else on the road for, you know, a distance, the rule is that you drive in the left-hand lane. However, the number of people that seem to think that the lane you should be driving in, regardless of what speed you are doing, is the middle lane, is just, yeah. It's not where you should be driving. Right, 2 more pieces and we are done. What have I got? Ooh, don't seem to have used that much. So I can use that stripe. So let's do that for the 5-inch piece. I'll have to trim the length. That's one. And I think I might have to open a new packet for the final piece. Now you can paper piece. In fact, let's do some paper piecing for one of these. So you don't have to do full pieces. So that's going to go that way. So it's going to be a stripe. So I need things that are 8 inches long. That's 8 inches long. And, oh, that goes, no, it doesn't matter. What's on the back of... Actually, that's quite nice. Yeah, right, so I'm going to cut these at 8 inches. And then I will show you what I mean by paper piecing. It'll be a bit odd because it's the only page that's going to have paper piecing, but that's fine. So, this is 4 inches. So to get to 5, I just need 1 inch. So this will be the piece that I piece. The piece that I piece. So this is going to go there. Actually, no, I'm going to put that there, and then I'll piece the other one. I think the same would happen in the UK, Joanna, that you'd get fined if you were, because it's against the highway code. And the highway code, for those of you not in the UK, the highway code is basically the idiot's guide to the rules of the road. And it gives you all the what all the road signs mean and all that sort of thing. And what the rules are about overtaking, whether you're overtaking a car or a horse or whatever. So this will be kind of the inside cover. So I think I'm going to put that there and that there. So I'm going to stick this one down first because it's bigger. And you can overlap if you would rather do that. So you could cut this a bit bigger, or indeed this a bit bigger, and just overlap them a bit. Can you tell I'm concentrating because I've gone quiet? Now I cut these two pieces to 8 inches together so that they are definitely the same height. That really helps because you can't guarantee that you're going to cut in exactly the same spot otherwise. So there we are. There is our folio, courtesy of Rosa Kelly. You can do the back if you want, but let's have a look. So we've got flaps, pages, those can actually go under there, and I think probably would. We've got those bits, we've got that, and we've got that. So masses of space. Masses and masses of space. Like that. So there you go. Oh, Sherry, maybe mainland European. Not in the UK. Would that they did. So there we are. I will do the other one as well. May not use this paper. I'll see what else I've got. As I say, I will put the measurements on my website either today or tomorrow. And I will put the link to Rosa Kelly's original. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, bless her. She does all sorts of tutorials. I highly recommend you go and have a look at her. I will be doing more mini albums because I love a mini album. I mean, Stampin' Up do have the new Traveller's Notebook. It was out of stock. Don't know if it still is. I don't know if it's coming back either. If it says it's unavailable, that would tend to suggest it's coming back. But you can make your own. And that was what, 4, 5, 6 pieces of card? And then paper. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 pieces of card and then paper. So, how many pieces of DSP did it use? As in whole sheets? Because I had some scraps? I don't know. I don't know. Because you're cutting at 8 inches, you do lose quite a bit. And if you're in North America, you'd be cutting at 8 1/4. So you get fewer bits, fewer panels. Because I'm cutting at 8, this is under 4 inches, so I can use, so long as the pattern's going in the right direction. I don't know. I can't remember. I'll try and work it out. Whole sheets. I think you could get away with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's probably going to be more than half a pack. But I had some scraps. So it's probably going to be 8 or 9 pieces. I don't know. Anyway, let me flip the camera back up so I can say goodbye properly. Hello. So thank you very much indeed. If you've enjoyed it, a thumbs up is always appreciated. If you're watching on the replay, you can leave a comment under the description bar. As I say, I will get all the measurements onto my website either today or tomorrow, but I need to get the stuff in the post, so that is my priority for the day. I will also do the other one with magnets and let you know where I've put the magnets. That may take a bit longer, so I'll do the measurements first and then I can always edit the post. But yes, I will be back on Saturday with something. Don't know what yet. Might be another mini album. Who knows? In the meantime, remember that there's free shipping today until midnight your time. So for Europe, that would be midnight German Standard Central European time. For Ireland and the UK, that would be 11 o'clock. And then if you're North America or South Pacific, it's whatever time frame you're on. Anyway, excellent, Catherine. I will get them done as quickly as I can. Thank you all very much. Oh, bless you, Kay. Yes, a thumbs up is really always appreciated. You can also share the video with your scrappy friends. But yeah, have a fantastic rest of your day. The sun's beginning to come out. Yay! So we may get a decent day. We did yesterday. It was very much like this. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you very much. I will end now. Bye for now.